Hey guys, and welcome to another training session from the training session series. Today we're focusing on strength endurance in phase 3 of my training program. Let's talk about what will be covered in the session, and later on I'll talk about why I'm performing specific exercises and how they relate to football. So as for training volume, we are performing a circuit consisting of 8 exercises focusing on both upper and lower body, each lasting 30 seconds. Now between each exercise we'll incorporate a technical drill to make sure we get some extra touches in and to make it more game specific, and they'll last between 20 and 30 seconds, so a minute of intensity in total. Now you're going to have 1 minute rest in between each exercise. Once you perform the 8 exercises, that counts as 1 full circuit rotation. You have to complete 3 circuit rotations in total with 2 minutes recovery in between each rotation. So let's get straight into it. You'll notice the yellow markers represent a strength endurance exercise and the red cones represent the technical exercise. It's in the shape of a T or a plus sign. Also, I just quickly want to apologise for the shaking of the camera. The gym floor was rattling quite a bit. So the first exercise is the jumping squat. I'm going for 30 seconds, really focusing on my form and vertical jump. Just replicate jumping up for a header. I'm really trying to perform each jump with the same intensity as the last. As you've just seen, I've completed 30 seconds of my endurance exercise. I'm going straight into the red cones in the T drill. So without the ball, I'm hitting each cone starting from the center, and after I hit each cone, I grab the ball and do the same thing, and I go around each cone, really focusing on each touch, really challenging myself as there's plenty of lactic acid from the jumping squats. So after a 1 minute rest, I jump straight into the push-ups. Now this is an upper body exercise, and you'll notice I alternate upper and lower body between each exercise. The push-ups will really help your muscular endurance late on in the game, especially for those 50-50 challenges and when you're going shoulder to shoulder with someone, really activating chest, shoulders, biceps, tricep muscles, and they all get impacted in those 50-50 challenges. So again here, just completing the T drill without the ball first, I grab the ball and dribble around each of the 4 cones, always coming back to the center. So now we're going to move on to power lunges. For those of you who have watched my previous strength sessions, you know I'm a big fan of unilateral strength exercises, as you're always pushing off one leg when you're accelerating or turning. The only time you're really using 2 feet is if you're jumping up for a header. These power lunges really help your muscular endurance, again especially late on in the game, especially when you need to perform a particular athletic movement with quality just like you would in the first 5-10 minutes of the game. You'll be surprised how much of a difference that can make on the pitch. Now, as you can see, I moved on from the T drill into ball mastery as my technical exercise. So every 2 exercises I alternate between the T drill and ball mastery. Now at this stage my legs are feeling really heavy. What I'm trying to do is move the ball around as quickly as I can, knowing that my quality is reduced from the lactic acid buildup. This is a great workout, guys. It will really help you build a tolerance to that lactic acid buildup. Now the 4th exercise is sit-ups. I'm doing as many as I can in 30 seconds, but I'm going with proper form. Straight after that I'm doing 30 seconds of ball mastery. So while I'm at it, I'll talk a bit about why I'm performing these specific exercises and why strength endurance is so important and why it should be part of your training schedule. So football involves many bouts of intense activity that often has to be repeated with little or no rest intervals. And as a result, high levels of lactic acid can quickly add up in the muscles. That can severely hamper your performance until you recover. And without a phase of conditioning that mirrors these demands of the game, strength training has very limited use. And the key objective of a strength endurance phase is to help players tolerate fatigue and a high buildup of lactic acid. If you follow my training program, you know that maximal strength is within phase 2 of the program, and assuming that you have built up a good level of maximal strength, you can now work on applying as much of that strength as possible over prolonged repeated bouts. You notice I'm not really using any weights, and for most of these exercises I'm using just my body weight. A high number of repetitions with a lower body weight is used to develop muscular endurance, and by lifting just your body weight alone, it makes it more relevant to the game as you're not really carrying around a set of dumbbells on the field. We're just over halfway of the circuit now, so exercise number 5 is the box step with knee drive. And again, it's just another unilateral exercise that focuses on the strength, power and endurance of each leg. Now you've noticed, if you've watched my last few strength training session videos, the strength conditioning has been pretty generic, and I've used a lot more traditional compound exercises such as the bench press, squats and military press. And while you're in season or just before the season starts, the strength conditioning side of it must become more specific to football. And the exercises you perform should stress the same muscles in a similar way as a competitive game would. So for example, like here, the high box step knee drive is a lot more relevant and a lot more effective than, say, using the lying leg press. As football usually incorporates the entire body, try to include total body exercises in this phase as much as possible. Bodyweight exercises and barbells give you the flexibility to design drills that closely recreate movement patterns in a football match. Machines, on the other hand, tend to fix the body in position and isolate only a few muscle groups. And this training session here, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ways to create football-specific strength endurance, and that is by incorporating a ball. If you've watched my Phase 2 fitness interval training, you know I love to always incorporate a ball into my fitness sessions, as you're essentially working on two attributes in the one session. In this case, I'm working on strength endurance, and I'm working on my dribbling and getting those touches on the ball. Alright, exercise number 6 is the oblique twist, and this is just going to work obviously on your obliques. I'm just using a 9 kilo medicine ball. This will really help stabilize your body for impact, especially in those 50-50 challenges. In my opinion, obliques are really underrated, and they play just as much of a role as your abdominals in really stabilizing that center of your body and balancing out both upper and lower body movements. I think I've just realized this is probably the most I've talked in any of my videos, and I hope I'm not just blabbering on about anything. I hope the information I'm giving out is really beneficial for you guys, and it's definitely helped out my game a lot over the past few years. Now, just quickly, I thought I'd mention this now. For those people who really deeply follow me on Instagram and sort of keep up with my personal life, you know, we've just become league champions in our league here in Cairns, Australia. It's such a big achievement, and all the lads played really great throughout the whole season. It was definitely one of my goals at the start of the season to win the league, so I'm really happy with that. So now move on to the second last exercise, and that's vertical bounding. Again, just another unilateral exercise. I think it's the third and final one in this circuit. Now, I forgot to mention earlier that with unilateral exercises, I'm doing 30 seconds per leg. So it's not 30 seconds in total for both legs, it's 30 seconds per leg. So now switching over to my left leg after 30 seconds of using my right leg. This is a great exercise for pushing off the mark. For example, if you're an attacker and you're about to do a move on a defender, for example, do something simple as a body feint, this exercise replicates you pushing off that left leg, feinting to go left, and you're pushing off to go right, and that one singular movement is going to give you that extra second that you need to get away from your defender. Now, after the completion of the 8th exercise, I'm actually going to show you my full second circuit rotation. It's going to be without any edit. The camera's going to sit still as I complete my second set of the 8 exercises. Now, put that footage on like triple speed so you guys wouldn't just get bored, but I'm just going to show you the evidence that I've completed it. So I'll just show you what I'm doing in my rest time and where I should perform each exercise, as it can give you an idea where you can perform those exercises as well. So here we've just got the hang clean to push press, and I apologise as some of the exercises out of the camera's range. Basically, I'm pulling it up towards my shoulders and I'm pushing straight up using the lower and upper parts of my body to perform an explosive movement in a vertical direction. Finally, move on to the last technical drill. I'm just doing some ball mastery, and that pretty much completes the 8 exercises, and that's one full circuit rotation, guys. Now I'll show you my full second rotation. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if it's helped you out. Also, leave a comment down below if you're liking the training session series so far. I really embrace your feedback, guys, and I love your support as always. And more importantly, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet for more individual training sessions, tutorials, and future vlog videos. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video.
happens when we mix these two elements together. Now let's see what happens when we mix these two elements together.